What is up, everybody? It is your boy Razorbacks Rule, and welcome back to another schedule prediction. Did Alabama last time? Went 10-2. Today we are going to be doing the Arkansas Razorbacks, aka my favorite college football team. So yeah, if you can see, Razorbacks rule because Arkansas is my favorite college football team. Let's get started. So anyway, last year the Razorbacks kind of had a rough year, finishing 4-8 with a 1-7 record in the SEC. The lone conference win at Florida. Let's be honest, they didn't. If Trey Smack didn't miss that field goal, Arkansas would probably be 3-9 with no conference wins. But anyway, this year. Arkansas's got new additions coming in. They got Taylon Green, Jaquindon Jackson. They got all these new guys coming in that can very clearly hit the hole. And they got Bobby Petrino, who was the former head coach, coming back as the offensive coordinator. But how will all of these things play out on the field? Well, we take a look at the schedule. Let's just say that kind of looks like a little tough to me. That's a tough schedule. I do think the Razorbacks do start off with an easy win over Arkansas Pine Bluff, an FCS team coming to War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. UAPB spells Arkansas Pine Bluff, so I think Arkansas should get that win pretty easy. I don't think they should have any problems in that game. But anyway, and then they go on the road at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is returning a lot of talent. They got quarterback Alan Bowman coming back, and probably one of the best running backs in the country, and Ollie Gordon coming back. And they got a real good receiving core. Don't know what their defense is. And going on the road against a tough Oklahoma State team, that is going to be a problem. I don't see the Razorbacks winning this one. I do think they keep it close, but I see Oklahoma State taking this one and handing Arkansas their first loss of the season. Then they get UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham. UAB comes into Razorback Stadium. I really don't know much about them, but looking at Arkansas's recent past with Conference USA teams, they could very well lose this game, but I don't think it'll happen. I think Arkansas should be able to beat UAB. But UAB could be a tough team. But I think Arkansas should be able to take care of business there. Then they go on the road at Auburn. Another team. Auburn blew the Hogs out 48-10 last year in Razorback Stadium. They went 6-6. They're only going to get better. So I don't see the Razorbacks going on the road and meeting Auburn. Then they get Texas A&M in Arlington. This is going to be a toughie because this is going to be a tough one because Arkansas, they've always seemed to play A&M close at home, but A&M has won at least 12 out of the last 13 meetings. The lone win came in 2021 where Arkansas beat them 20-10. 20-10, but anyway, thank you. Anyway, but Texas A&M has got a real good team, and the best of all, they don't have that good old butthole named Jimbo Fisher anymore. They got a new coach coming in with Mike Elko. I think A&M might not be like the best team, but they'll get there. I think these teams are evenly matched. Don't worry about that. I think these teams are evenly matched. I think this game could go either way, but since A&M has had Arkansas's number in the past 12 to 13 meetings, I don't expect that to change here. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I think Texas A&M takes this win a real close win. Then they get Tennessee at home. Arkansas and Tennessee played in 2020 with the Razorbacks coming off of a 24-13 win. That was when Jeremy Pruitt and Jarrett Guarantano was there. But this is a different Tennessee team now. This ain't the Jeremy Pruitt coached Vols anymore. No, this is a new Vols team that went 10-2 a couple years ago, including beating Alabama. They could very well beat Alabama again, but Arkansas is at home, which is good, but But coming in with Nico Lamivia and Dylan Sampson, I think Tennessee is going to have the best running game next year. That running game is going to be nasty. Nasty. How the key to beating Tennessee is the Razorbacks stopping that Tennessee run game, and I don't think they can do that. I think Tennessee comes to Fayetteville, gets a little bit of revenge for what happened 4 years ago, and the Hogs go 2-4. Then they get LSU at home, the battle of the Golden Boot coming to Arkansas. Listen, y'all are proud. Listen, LSU is losing a lot of talent from last year, losing Jaden Daniels, Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, and they're losing a lot of talent on their offense. They got Mason Taylor returning. They're going to get Garrett Nussmeier, so yeah, they're going to lose a lot of defense next year as well. But anyway, LSU is a team that I think is kind of overhyped a little bit. Most of the people got them at least contending, probably going like 11-1 or so. But I think this team is a little overhyped in my opinion. And coming on the road to Fayetteville, I think and call me on a limb for this, but I think the Razorbacks upset the LSU Tigers at home because LSU might be struggling, and I think those struggles I think Arkansas beats LSU at home. Then they go on the road at Mississippi State. State's got a new coach coming in, and we don't know much about their team next year. Next year, they could be dangerous. They could be not. They could be at least like a 3-9 team. So, but it is on the road, so it's gonna be a tough one on the road against those Cowbells. But I think Arkansas will tough it out. I think they get the win on the road at Mississippi State, a 4-4 start. Then they get Ole Miss at home. And now listen, and I'm going to go on a limb and say Arkansas will upset Ole Miss as well. And before you give me hate in the comments, listen. I know Ole Miss is going to be a fantastic team next year. I know, but hear me out. Ole Miss has struggled in Fayetteville in recent years. They dominated everywhere, but when they come to Fayetteville, they just always seem to have that slump for some reason. They just always seem to be in a slump that they can't get out of, and thus Arkansas just ends up beating them. So call me on a limb. I think that's why Arkansas gets them, because Ole Miss has been struggling in Fayetteville recently. And I'm not predicting Ole Miss to beat Arkansas and Fayetteville unless they prove to me that they can do it. So I got the Razorbacks having a 5-4. A great 3-game stretch, going 3-0. Then they get Texas at home. Oh, boy, this is going to be the most anticipated matchup for the Razorbacks because last time Texas came into Arkansas mollywopped them. They went 40-21. The rushing game was probably the best, and that was a great mollywop. But this Texas team is different. But that's different. That was 3 years ago. This is a Texas team that has Quinn Ewers coming back, Jonathan Brooks, and I don't know their receivers, but this is a team that's returning a lot of talent. This is not going to be a Texas team that lost to Kansas 3 years ago that went 5-7. No, this is a brand new Texas team that will come in, and oh boy, I know they're going to be looking for revenge after what happened 3 years ago. So, and I think they do. I think Texas comes on the road and takes down Arkansas going 5-5. Then they get Louisiana Tech at home. Louisiana Tech is kind of a good middle-of-the-pack team. I mean, they could make a bowl. They could not make a bowl. But I think Arkansas gets their 6th win over them. Then they go on the road at Missouri. The last game of the year, the Battle Line rivalry. And which is not a real rivalry, but we play them every year. Going on the road at Missouri. Missouri is going to be a real good team next year. So I really don't think Arkansas can compete with them. I mean, they did in Columbia, but I don't think Arkansas can keep up with this Missouri. I think Arkansas has a great offense, and I think they could score a lot of points. And they could score at least 24-31, but I don't think Arkansas defense can keep up with this Missouri attack. I I think Missouri gives Arkansas the loss right there. That means I have the Razorbacks finishing 6-6 with a 3-5 record in the SEC. Now, before you guys comment on me and saying, "Oh, Arkansas is gonna go 3-9, 4-8, OBD. Arkansas is gonna go 3-9. They suck. They're gonna go 4-8 or 3-9, and all y'all, they're gonna suck and go 3-9 or 4-8." Yeah, I agree with you. They could go 3-9 or 4-8. This is a very confusing team to me. Now, in the past, with this Arkansas team, I would expect them. I would probably predict like a winning record for them, going 7-5 or like 8-4 and all that. But this year, I just don't know. I really don't know what to expect from this Arkansas team. This team could be a dark horse, and they could end up going 9-3 or 8-4, 9-3, all that. They could end up doing that. But they could also be the worst team in the SEC at going 3-9 or 4-8 or 2-10. Again, or 4-2-10, maybe 5-7. I just don't know. I don't know what to expect from this Arkansas team next year. This is a team that could be a dark horse contender, could be a great team like a 9-3, or they could be the worst team in the conference. I just don't know. This is a very confusing team to me. So pardon me. So yeah, for all you guys thinking Arkansas could go 3-9 or 4-8, I agree with you. I think that they might go 3-9 or 4-8. This is an unknown team to me, and this is very confusing to me. But I got the Razorbacks finishing off the season at a 6. And who knows? They could lose to Ole Miss or LSU at home, and they could only win one conference game. They could be 3-9. They could have no conference wins at all. But then again, this is my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. So I say Arkansas just makes a bowl game with a